Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Barely Necessities. It's our live discussion of Disney merchandise. I'm Rebecca Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and Rebecca Burbank is with us as always, our site manager around here. Becca, how you been?
I'm good. I've been good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. We've got a little bit of that fall weather beginning to pop up here, so I'm disappointed. But hey, it is what it
Yeah.
is. Always
No,
be
I hear you.
So, but we've got a lot of fun merchandise to talk about with all of you today. We're going to start off with some stuff over at the Disney store for Hanukkah. Okay,
Yes.
I'm so excited. I have a wall hanging. I've had it for forever, and
Okay.
they finally have a new design. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
and I like that it's what the candles that you light or for each night of the Hanukkah celebration. So that's so cool. I could see that being something really fun where, the kids get to participate or you leave it up all the time.
That's what, yeah, for us, what I do is I'll leave it up, throughout the day because obviously a candle itself will burn out, and it's nice
Right.
to have that reminder over the course of the day until the next evening when you like what day of Hanukkah, what evening of Hanukkah you're preparing for. Also, another thing I've found myself doing is sometimes we're traveling during Hanukkah, and so to be able to have something like this in our hotel, because obviously
Oh, yeah.
lighting candles in a hotel frowned upon. So
Yeah,
therefore,
that'll get you kicked out pretty quick.
right? Yeah, no. So I try it. I try it. I'll maybe light my candle somewhere and then have this in the room as a reminder of what time of year it is for us. But this brilliant blue is
Yeah.
so pretty that they've pulled here, and Mickey and Minnie and some of the elements of the holiday. You've got Hanukkah gelt. You've got some sufganiyot, which we have fried food because we think about the oil of the lamp. There's
Mhm.
gifts. So just like I say, I'm just happy to see different artwork, even though it's very similar. I'm just happy to see something different popping up in the Hanukkah line. This one says this is how we roll. I'm not sure I understand, but it's okay. It's cute.
Is it like do you roll the well no, that's not it's
Yeah,
a top,
you
right? There's
spin.
no
You spin
spin
the
to top.
Yeah, but maybe some people consider it rolling. I don't know. But these are cute too, with
Yes.
the Hanukkah on it and the brilliant candle highlighted there. So yeah, I say, I like the colors they've gone with. I like
Mhm.
seeing a little bit different designs than we've seen in the past. These apparently light up.
Yes. I think the backpack and the ears are if they're not the same from as last year's design, they're very, very similar. But
Okay.
it is nice that they're offering this again. And yeah, I like both blue color schemes that they have. I like the lighter blue here with the backpack and the ears, and then also the new blue for the 2024 reveals.
But this design here is not one we've seen before, is it?
I
Or
don't think
did
so.
I
That
just
look
get so locked into mentally with that one we had for
no, no,
so
no.
long that I'm overlooking? Okay.
I think
Nope.
everything is new except for the ears and
Okay.
the backpack. And it'll say new on the site because they're bringing it back. So it hasn't been there for a while. So it's new if you haven't visited in a little bit.
And all of this is over at Disney Store. But once again, if you stop by Laughing Place before you do your Disney Store shopping and click on a link at our site, then we do receive a commission, and we do appreciate your support of our articles, of the content we provide here. All of those things are supported through purchases like that. No additional cost to you, but we do get the commission, and we appreciate that. Also at Disney Store, if you've got a wedding on the horizon, Vera Wang can set you up in a I am not a fan of this.
Yeah, Kyle didn't like the baseball cap either. I like that it's a cap instead of the like Mickey ear hat. If you're gonna
Top
be
hat.
yeah, or yeah, even the top hat. So I like that it's a little bit different, but it does yes, it has the Vera Wang name, but it feels like something you could probably make yourself.
I'll be, th- however, I will say this feels very Japanese. I
Yes,
can
see,
totally envision a Japanese wedding where the groom has a hat like this, just based upon visuals I've seen of Disney Japanese weddings. So,
mhm.
well, I will say that I can totally envision that. However, the Vera Wang ears, I for the bride, I thought were beautifully realized.
Yes, I think this is gorgeous, but it does come with a $450 price tag, and I don't know that I would be spending that much on an ear headband. Even if I did place use it in place of my veil, I don't know that I would want that much Disney for my actual, like, wedding. Does that make
I
sense?
Yeah, but oh no, I love it. I would be all over this. I love the fact that it's not so typically with the bridal stuff, I feel like it's super, super shiny, sparkly. And
Yes,
I like that this dives more deeply into kind of a floral elegance and then adds a sparkle. And
yes.
so I could totally see myself opting to splurge on this. Um,
Okay.
so because it's just, yeah, no, I really do like it. Gio, I'm curious, that hat, if it wasn't for the Vera Wang price tag, is that a hat that would find its way to your head? Because I'm not sure, even if it was just a typical ball cap, that's just not a design that grabs me. I'm just kind of, but this right here, I love this with the flowers. I would love to see something similar to this, but not with that kind of that Vera Wang branding
Mhm.
and elevated materials. You know, it's probably handcrafted and all
Right.
that kind of dynamic probably goes into a design like this. But I love the ornate texturing that
Yes.
these individual flowers are bringing to the mouse ears. I really do. So
Yeah. I like that the ears are sold separately. So if you did have a bridal party that wanted to go all in on this, or if you had a bride and groom who wanted to match, or even if it was like, yeah, like one of you really likes it and the other really loves Disney and the other doesn't, you can still get that item that you really, really love without having to purchase them as a set. So I
and
think that's
Amber
really great.
coming in to share that she spent 250 on the tiara. So
Okay.
therefore, add a bit of additional cost. Now you've got to, not only do you have a Vera Wang, but you also have a beautiful, mini headband. So there you have it. But yeah, that's over at Disney Store. I suspect if you wanted to see them in person, they're probably at the parks as well. Oftentimes these find their way over there, so you'd be able to see it in person. Once again, I miss not having the ability to just kind of show up at my local shop and see some
Mhm.
of these items in person. Oh, which reminds me, Becca, when we were at Owani, I got to see one of those lightweight um, spirit jerseys. They,
Okay.
they had them there. So soft.
Really?
Yes, it's like almost like pajama. The one I
And
got,
you didn't buy one?
no, but it was so almost like pajama top, kind of that microfibery
Okay.
feel. But it was, oh yeah, no, it was silky soft. I was like, oh, this feels so good to my fingers. So yeah, it was a springtime color. I want to say it was one of the Duffy Friends
Okay.
celebration was that's part of why I didn't end up picking it up, because I'm not totally in
On the
the
Duffy
Duffy realm.
bandwagon.
I haven't jumped on that wagon yet. But yeah. Speaking of collecting collectibles, uh, the Contemporary Resort has a few new items.
Yeah, I was browsing our site and I came across this. I had not been paying attention. And I'm like, I think this is fun. Some ornaments, phone cases, magnets. So nothing like really, really too extreme, but just a fun way to remember contemporary, to take some of the contemporary home with you on your
Mhm.
next, or when you're, yeah, on your next vacation. I love that. I think that is so
Especially this
cool.
magnet. Yeah, no, especially this magnet. It's got the five-legged goat. It's clearly pulling elements from that Grand Canyon Concourse mural by Mary
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
This is right. This is like defines when you think contemporary resort, right? You think the A-frame and you think of this mural. So
Absolutely.
I love it. In fact, what would make this way more perfect to me would be if it was an A-frame shape. The rectangle's fine, but if they'd gone A-frame shape on this, then they would have definitely got my money.
Yeah.
So let's see. Kevin Davis is coming in and celebrating Agatha all along. Says it's getting better with every episode and is hoping Catherine Hahn gets some Emmy nominations.
Oh, Kevin's absolutely right. Like I'm like, wow, this is a great episode. I love this episode. And then I'm like, oh no, I love this episode. And then I love this episode. So yeah.
Oh, really?
Not three in a row, but there was one that I really liked, and then the next episode I was like, oh, this is good. And then the episode after that, I was like, it's even, yeah. Or yeah.
I haven't been watching this series. I'm not kind of a witchcrafty kind of person, but Catherine Hahn is every time I encounter her on socials is delightful. Her interaction when the Agatha ears came out and she was trying them on Main Street. And then just the other day, I saw something where she was giving high fives to the team as she was going down the hallway. Just like I say, it just seems like it would be a fun set. You know, sometimes you see the people behind the scenes. And if you haven't seen yet, Kevin, on our YouTube channel, this very one you're watching right now, our D23 coverage, one of the melodies from the show was performed at D23 by the Witches Coven. And we do have that performance right here on this live stream. So, on this YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. Amber says, yep, five-legged goat, you've got me. I can't wait. It's almost gingerbread season, which means hopefully cookies with five-legged goat. I'm so happy.
Do you have your trip booked? Are you heading to Florida?
Yes, and we're going late enough. We're going late enough in the season, but that we're going to get there when the Christmassy stuff should have unveiled itself.
Okay.
So I'll be able to stock up on some gingerbread for this year. I'm so excited because I have missed Disney World gingerbread the past 2 Christmases. I have managed to be there like just before or just after. And this year I'm going to be there right in the middle of it. I'm so excited. In fact, Disney Food Blog I saw today, they shared images of the gingerbread house under construction in the Grand Floridian lobby. And I'm like, so excited. Awesome. And I'm going on my first maritime Disney cruise. I've previously taken a cruise that was the one just before.
Okay.
So literally as we're leaving the ship, they're taking down the walls around the gingerbread house that they build in the ship lobby. And so this time I will be walking in with that is on display, and I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with all of you when I get back as well. But no, sorry, I'm like, woo! I'm all over the place.
No, it's very exciting.
So lots of Disney adventures ahead for me, and I'm super excited about it. Let's see, this holiday season, if you want an extravagant and super awesome item, the team over at Robosen has a interactive Buzz Lightyear robot.
Yes, and this is so a couple of was it last year, I think, or maybe the year before, they had their Buzz Lightyear based on the Lightyear movie. But now this is the toy. This is the classic character that we've met in Toy Story that we all love so much. And yeah, he's very, very interactive. There's an app that comes with it, and there's all sorts of like cool features. He speaks, he moves, and you can control him by voice or with the app. It's got a bit of a price tag on it. I believe it is it's $500, but you know.
Yep. But check it out. He walks on his own. Now, yes. Okay, a little heads up based on my experience with these kind of gadgets. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, $600. Sorry.
Okay, $599, I think. Yes. Yeah, technically. Even his mouth, even his like chin moves, so it looks like he's talking. I think it's so clever. But I've picked up a couple of these app-based items over the years, and I've had a frustration where what's happened is cell phone technology has advanced so much,
Mm.
and they haven't supported the app. And I've ended up with a couple of items where either I have an older phone that I'm able to operate it on, or its operational dynamics have kind of not been as fancy in the years ahead because like I say, they no longer support the the technology moving forward. So, keep that in mind. If you're thinking of this as something that, oh, I'm going to have this for generations, I'll be able to pass it. Maybe not. This may this may be a toy where you're looking at a 3 to 5. I'm just based on my experience with technology, not that they've said that or anything
Right.
like that. Just user experience. So for the worst example for me, and it was in a completely different price range, but the worst example for me was the glow with the show ears.
Yeah.
You had an app and you could like change the color of them and everything, and the next thing you know, the app's gone and you have these ears, and sure they light up, but you can't manipulate them and have fun with them.
And they're
Set them in
heavy.
front of the TV during right, set them in front of the TV during the Christmas special and they would light up. Oh, yeah. I'm still so sad. What, don't you wish your Magic Band could do that? I'm sorry, but here, let me just go on a little personal rant. Because they had the glow with the show ears, and you would wear them during the Disney Christmas special. Okay, I didn't want to wear them during the Christmas special because I wanted to see them. So I'd set them kind of near the TV. And then throughout the Christmas special, the ears would light up in sync with whatever was happening on the thing. And your app and your phone actually had like a wallpaper that would change
Oh,
too.
wow.
So like it was so many layers of fun with the holiday special. Now we have these Magic Bands, but I don't know why, but they can't do that. I have no idea the tech behind it. My husband would understand it better than me. But wouldn't it be fun if I could turn on my app and my Magic Band could be lighting up with the holiday show? Okay, that's just me.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Yeah. Moving to a lesser technological toy, the World of Lorcana. These will never fail you.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm like looking at all of the cards that Kyle has over on the table here, and there's some dice, and yeah, like it's as analog as you can get. But
beautiful.
Yeah, so this is an upcoming wave of the game. I lost track now how many different sets. I think this is like the 5th, maybe the 6th.
Wow.
That has released since the game debuted. But yeah, this is the I'm gonna say it wrong. The
I would call it Azurite.
Azurite, yes.
Yeah,
I
the
think so.
Azurite Sea. And it's celebrating aquatica, right? Aquatic items like Stitch.
Yes. Yeah. And Kyle was telling me, and as you can see, we've got the article there with a couple of exclusive reveals that we shared last week. But he says every single one of these cards has that like aquatic or that water feel, like in a way that the other sets don't. Like, yes, there's a cohesive theme, but something about this, like you definitely can feel what inspired this collection, or what this new wave of cards.
This scrump right here feels like it was pulled off the beach that I was at just last week.
Really?
Yeah, because we went to Lostie's Beach. And sat out there and heard Michael Giacchino's music in my head. So that was the one thing I kind of, in retrospect, I wish I would have put on my headphones and just sat there and listened to Michael's amazing score while I was sitting on the beach where I'd seen Hurley and Locke and everything. But I would have wept like a baby.
Oh, I'm sure I would have too.
So instead, I just enjoyed the view, took as many pictures as I could. And then just last night, I was showing Doobie. I was pulling up various episodes. Okay, remember that rock I showed you? See, this is where Sawyer was sitting. See right here. And yeah, so So yeah, so that was pretty epic. But like I say, this scene right here with Scrump is reminding me of just how blue that ocean was and how blue the sky was, and then you had the nature right there on the shoreline. So yeah, this is cute. I forgot about this. Is this a quote from the movie? Because I forgot about it. It says her head is too big, so I pretend a bug laid eggs in her ears.
I don't remember. This is a movie that I have only seen like twice,
Yeah.
sadly. But
Anybody watching, if you know that that's a direct like quote from the movie, let me know because that like
yeah,
didn't
where's Geo? I feel like Geo should know this
right.
with his Stitch fandom. No, I know Stitch is not necessarily the same as loving Lilo and Stitch. You love the character, maybe you love all of it, but yeah,
See, the Nobody Gets Left Behind, totally.
yeah,
Yeah, that one's I know. This one, I don't remember if it's a direct lift from the film or not. I can envision David saying this too. You
yeah.
know, choice waves today, trying to get Nani uh to come out and surf with him. So yeah, if you're watching and you know that those are pulled from the movie, let us know. Meanwhile, the adventures at sea with Disney heroines will continue soon. Moana 2 is
Yes.
just around the corner.
Yes. So we do have a couple of individual articles for the items that are going to be available at different theaters, but okay, thank you. Thank you, DB. It
Doobie
is
says
the
it's from the
movie.
movie. I bet he asked ChatGPT.
But yeah, we Tony did a roundup for us of what's coming to all the various movie theaters, the special novelties. I'm a little impressed, I will say. I love this poster that's
Oh,
gorgeous.
sorry. Here, I'll pull that up because I love this poster too.
I think the whale is probably my favorite element of it. But I mean all of it is so good.
Right? I like the Kakamora
Yes.
one here in the curl.
And then
Uh,
even what Moana swimming up on the side of the like
mhm.
just so many neat features.
And I'm excited to see what this will mean as far as the film, right? Because these are
Yes.
little kind of secrets and elements of the story that I'm guessing we'll better understand when we all get to see Moana 2. If you want to see it in 4D, the team at Regal, the 4D experience, they offer you ponchos, an exclusive Moana 2 poncho. I can't even get over the fact that a 4D film would appreciate you would appreciate a poncho. I heard that was the case with Twisters when it was at 4D,
Oh, I
but
mean, like,
I'm I want to do this, Becca.
it would be pretty epic.
Oh man, I want to do that. Over at Regal, if you're getting nachos, you can get them in this collector's boat. It's
So
got Moana on deck. Yes, Miss
no,
Becca.
I was just gonna say I complained to Kyle almost immediately when I saw this. I was like, this is going to be a $20 boat of nachos because the nachos are gonna be like $10.99, and then you got to pay the premium for the thing. And he goes, but it's the coolest item that they have in the Moana novelties, so to speak. I love how it's realized, but I'm already like anticipating that it's going to cost so much money.
By the way, did you see the slides? So once you've eaten those nachos and your dipping sauce and whatever, and you clean it out, this can be like a little trinket box that you
Yes.
can actually slide, like it has a little lid. See how Moana's at the back end of the boat when it's all filled with nachos, and then she's in the middle of the boat when the nachos are gone. So what a clever design. This wave is beautiful, and it's fun to see a scene reminiscent of when she was a little kid
Yes.
in the first film,
Yes.
and now a similar moment, but grown up. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like.
and Kyle was saying he thinks this looks like something that would be nice to display after the fact.
Mhm.
Because sometimes like the popcorn buckets can be so much fun, but you're like, am I really going to want this displayed somewhere? And it's like, yes, you can with this.
Throw some twinkle lights in it. That's what I've done with my
It's a great idea.
Mickey balloon popcorn bucket. It sits up on a mantle with the little remote control twinkle light or light puck, depending.
Yes. Yes.
And then over at AMC, that's where you're going to find your Kokomora sipper. And I think this might be a metal popcorn bucket. I think they're the ones who do the metal buckets, because we have a couple of those from Wish, and I want to connect that with
AMC.
But I might be mistaken there. So if you are looking at getting your Moana 2 tickets, and if you haven't seen the headlines, apparently advanced ticket sales are doing well, and you can find out more information about that on Laughing Place. Poke your head around and see who's got the package or bundle that kind of catches your fancy, because there's a variety of them out there. I think AMC has a bundle that enters you into a stay at Aulani, chance for a stay at Aulani. So there's all kinds of stuff, and we've got that wrap up thanks to Tony, and Becca will put the link down below. Also over at Alamo Draft House Cinema, adorable pins.
Yeah. Yeah, and this fits with the aesthetic, I think, of Alamo, where they just, I don't know, like, having been to all the various theaters, it absolutely makes sense that each one has the items that they have. So I think that's cool. And then, yeah, if there's something that you're absolutely interested in, then you can go to that theater. I think that's awesome.
Moving on to fashion, Forever 21 has a lot of Disney items this holiday season. Some jackets. I like how we've got a lot of kind of that classic generation design with Mickey. We're looking at designs that are maybe more similar to the way the characters looked in the 40s, and then this has Minnie kind of Daisy, a modern era Daisy, and heart hands on the sleeve there, little mini glove heart hands.
Which is what you do with your besties.
Yeah, right? Any of these in particular jump out at you, Becca, that over there at Forever 21?
I think it's the next photo is the one that I like. I love all of this. Again, we're sticking with those character sweatshirt, the character sweatshirts, and I don't know. I think this is probably my favorite look. That probably because this is what out of everything that we're looking at here, you would most likely find me wearing one of these.
Yeah,
including the beret.
I love the look on Goofy's face in this sweatshirt. It's not a terribly common kind of side eye, I would say. Yeah. We don't get a lot of. Usually, he's kind of got that heel kind of. Really wide open mouth and kind of, goofy expression. I like this, just kind of giving you a little bit of the side eye there. So those are over at Forever 21. And then Unique Vintage is showcasing numerous designs, holiday dresses, kind of reaching into that 50s era, the big skirt. Yes. Poodle skirt look, the kind of
Yeah, I hadn't heard about, I was not familiar with Unique Vintage, and then I think Maxine put the article together for us. But I like these. I like what they've done. I don't know that I would wear that much polka dots, but that's just for me. I don't think it looks bad. I think they've realized this really, really well. I just don't know that I would wear that much polka dot, but especially with Rock the Dots coming up in January, like this is fantastic. And like the mini dress here will get you through all sorts of holidays and parties and seasons. And I love that you can like dress it up for, the winter time. And then you can also just be a little bit more playful with it, a little more romantic with it for Valentine's Day. Oh.
Yeah, so they reach into various eras. They've got some cuts that are more fitting with what you would have seen like in the 40s, and then they move into the 50s. And then if you're looking beyond Disney, they've even got some really groovy like 60s and 70s patterns and cuts with the bell bottom or the really flowy arms, bell sleeved arms.
I love bell sleeves. I think they're the best. And then I'm like, these are so difficult to do anything in, but they look awesome.
Right?
Yes.
They do look amazing. So you can find those over at Unique Vintage. Once again, if you want to check out those Disney designs, we'll have the link below. We're moving on to, oh, wait, let's see. I never thought I would rock polka dots, but I always carry around my Kate Spade mini backpack.
Yeah, those Kate Spade bags are really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. Over at Box Lunch, we've got some Marvel nods with the spooky and grotesque
Venom, but fortunately these are pretty tasteful items. I mean, there's no doubt that it's Venom. They're not gonna plaster his face on it, but you're gonna get that logo, and then you're also gonna get his name all over. They're kind of going with like a moto racing type theme. You know, it's interesting.
So there you go. Oh, Caitlin saw that in IMAX yesterday. Okay, cool. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. IMAX, big screen. Are you an IMAX fan?
No, like once we saw Force Awakens on an IMAX screen,
Okay.
and that was really, really cool. So like there are certain like big event movies that I think I would like to experience in IMAX, and then others where it's just like, no, I don't need to be surrounded by the film. I'm already in a movie theater. So what about you?
I love IMAX for sci-fi. Yeah. So
Okay.
I saw the Skywalker saga, the final film of the Skywalker saga, Rise of Skywalker. On an IMAX style screen. I don't think it was a true IMAX. The last thing I saw on a true IMAX was the Beach Boys documentary that's now airing on Disney Plus. And it was just funny to me because it was designed, you know, my belief was that it was, you know, kind of designed for a Disney Plus market dynamic. And so, which means for me, I'm probably going to end up watching it on my phone. And instead, I'm sitting in this enormous theater. So it's like the dichotomy of my Disney Plus viewing. I'm either going to see it on an IMAX or my phone.
Or on your phone. Yeah.
Right?
I did not realize they were showing that there. They had some screenings in IMAX.
I'm guessing so it could be considered for stuff. They do that now with certain documentaries. Yes. They put them on the big screen. So yeah, it was a launch event that they did where they had it on various IMAX around the nation, and they synced us all to the main viewing that was happening in Hollywood. Celestino was there. That was the wildest thing. Okay. So we're sitting there, we're watching this, and then they pan the audience and do, look,
we know him.
We know that guy. So yeah, and it was pretty cool because Brian Wilson was actually in attendance for that.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, Mike, I am so jealous. By the way, we have full coverage of that because Mike was there and he did report on it. And so we have that whole write-up. I didn't write up I just went to San Francisco to watch Mike Celestino be on the big screen.
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
But we did get a poster. It was really cool of the documentary. So let's see. Caitlin popping in to share. AMC has a stub members deal. If you buy a $25 package, you can see movies for 3 times a week in any format.
Oh, nice. So, I didn't realize it was any format. That's pretty cool.
If you're a moviegoer, be sure to check that out. I am not a moviegoer. Doobie goes by himself all the time, my husband, because I'm not a theater fan. So I prefer to watch them in the comfort of my own home. Moving into the world of Star Wars merchandise, Life Day is just around the corner, and a pin that I'm sure gives us just a bit of a peek into what this year's merchandise, right? Is that going to be your guess too?
I would think so. Yeah, they haven't really teased anything coming for the 2024 Life Day, but I imagine they'll have some good stuff. And I like this art style that they're opting for.
It's nice to see them kind of offer something different, you know, yes. and similarly to how Christmas has various art styles embraced with the main characters They're doing that here. We've got Chewie's family along with Han Solo. We have R2-D2, C-3PO. Of course, you've got the Life Day orbs represented, and many pin fans will appreciate that it actually has the year on the pin as well. So, but I'll be interested to see if this is the similar kind of design style that we'll see reflected in any T-shirts or caps that may make their way to shelves in the week ahead. If you don't have your red robe and your orb ready, you've only got a few weeks left.
I know.
So gotta get on that. Also from Star Wars, a variety of new Hasbro figures.
Yeah, from shows like The Acolyte and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then as it says there in the headline, Clone Wars as well. I guess this was the October 27th event, which they're calling 1027.
That's very helpful.
Yeah, it is. It kind of, I mean, unless they do it every year on 1027, then you're like, wait a minute. Right. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it is like
I like that a lot. That they have these dates up there. So as Becca said, we've got some representation of the Acolyte with a vintage collection figure, Obi-Wan Kenobi, that Disney Plus series, and then the animated series of the past Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. So these were all part of the recent Hasbro Pulse announcements. So, ta-da!
Yes.
Let's see. This week, I do not have a Sensational 7, Becca.
But I figured you do have something for us, right?
I do. I gathered up 25 years ago, last night. I was at Disneyland. For a merchandise event. And this is when they were first kind of beginning to dip their toe into this idea of hosting events at Disneyland after park hours. This particular one was a combination of a celebration of Mr. Toad and a retirement ceremony for the Disney Art Classics group. So they had a variety of merchandise created specifically for the event, some paintings. They had a limited event edition of the e-ticket that focused on Mr. Toad. They did a limited run of pins that were just the windmill. No, not windmill. The wind.
Oh, weather vane.
Thank you. The weather vane there at top of Toad Hall, and that was a pin that they did. Tim O'Day was there at the Carnation Gardens, and this is where they had a retirement ceremony. And what they would do is when they were getting ready to leave behind a particular figurine set, they would often smash the molds in creative ways. I was one time at an event where they pulled names out of a hat and they gave goggles and hammers to 4 or 5 people and just let them smash away. In this particular one, it was 101 Dalmatians, Cruella, and Jasper. I want to say it was. I don't think it was Horace. I think it was Jasper. Came on stage. It was maniacal. She threw the molds against, and they're like shattered in typical Cruella style. That was kind of how the event began, was with the retirement ceremony of these classics. But then we were taken over to Fantasyland. And I apologize, these pictures are from 1999. They were taken on a Mavic camera. It's first generation. So I want to say the resolution is like 640 by 480, and it was terrible in low light as well. But in Fantasyland, they did a progressive evening where they had a buffet, like not like a kind of an hors d'oeuvre buffet, things like pumpkin ravioli and apples and cheese, and they had lots of beers and wines, which that was part of what was extravagant about it to many, because it was Disneyland, and back then really the only way to have alcohol was Club 33, right? So there we were in Fantasyland eating and drinking, and they actually let us take the food on the ride. So you could go and you would get like your little plate of apples and cheese and stuff, and then go ride ride. And what they did was it was a very small attended event. And so they had these storytellers. Oh, sorry, they also had some entertainment, but they had these storytellers who would come out. And so it was Brom Bones and Ichabod Crane, and then various Disney Fantasyland characters. And after they would kind of interact with them, then that particular attraction would be available to us and we could all go ride it. And so we made our way around Fantasyland. We experienced Peter Pan, Snow White, Pinocchio. And like I say, they had some little food items that kind of were connected in a way. With Pinocchio, they actually had the famous marionette Bob Baker there at the event. I want to say that he did a special marionette that was part of the auction that happened, because this is me and Brom Bones from the event. But at some point in the event, they were like auctioning off Toad's items because, he was in trouble. And that's how they coordinated the storyline of the auction that happened kind of midway through the event. And they auctioned off things like a Toad car and this beautiful maquette. I think this was done by Terry Hardin. I know Terry was at the event. It's where I met her. She was sculpting pumpkins at the event. And it was funny because she was listed on the sheet as being in attendance, Imagineer Terry Hardin. And yet at the event, she was just there, carving pumpkins without any specific kind of designate. And so I was looking everywhere for this Imagineer, Terry Hardin. And so it was funny because after the event, she reached out to me and she was like, yeah, I was there. That's me. I am that Imagineer, Terry Hardin. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's how we actually met and became friends.
Oh.
But the thing that stuck with me the most in looking at the pictures, these, like I say, 25 years ago, yesterday, the thing that stuck with me most from this event was after we had ridden the attractions and they sent us off to, Mr. Toad. So we did Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Snow White, Mr. Toad. We were gathered again at the carousel, and Brom Bones proceeded to tell the tale of Sleepy Hollow. And the haunted ride that Ichabod Crane took. And he was on a carousel horse and they had it lit all spooky. And as the thing began to spin, they played this music that was, super eerie and creepy and whatnot. And then as he was telling the story, when it reached the climax, the headless horseman appeared off to the side of the carousel in the background, like thunder and lightning and whatnot. And then the carousel came back around and Ichabod was gone and it was just his hat sitting on the carousel.
Wow.
So it was really, really clever the way they incorporated it. And then it was time for us to be able to go pick up our merchandise. And so we exited Fantasyland and we walked through Sleeping Beauty Castle down towards Main Street, which is where they had us pick up our merchandise. It was such a small gathering. And we were all there kind of near where the Christmas, the ornament store is now. It was the photo store at that time. And as we were picking up our merchandise, all of a sudden the music on Main Street kind of was like dimmed and the lights of the castle, it was like purples and orange and the spooky colors. And the horseman came riding out of the, I don't know if he came out of the castle, but I just remember the horseman and the castle in the background, and he hurled a pumpkin at us and it flew. I mean, it probably didn't go very far, but when you're in the moment, it felt like it was flying at us and then just smashed on Main Street, and thunder and lightning were going on. And then the music, I want to say it went to music from Ichabod and Mr. Toad. As we were leaving, and as we left the event, they gave us all an engraved dog bone ornament with the information about the event, which I have somewhere, probably in a box out in my storage somewhere. But yeah, so I thought, if you Google, it's funny, if you Google the event, the Enchanted, there's so little information about it out there. In fact, I saw somebody on Reddit who actually had my pictures and was posted a couple of my pictures on Reddit and said, does anybody know more about this event? I was just like, oh, that's funny. Those are my pictures.
That's me.
So yeah, email me. I'll tell you more about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. So a little bit about what the earliest days of kind of Disneyland merchandise events. I want to say it went from like 6:30 is when the gates opened, and it went till just after midnight. So we were leaving the park like around 1-ish in the morning. So it was super fun, super fun. So there you go. With that, we now have Becca's shopping list.
Yes, I think I sent you the new one. I did. All right. No, I was like, oh my goodness, I've caught a couple errors on my end. And I'm like, oops, but no, we're all good. Yes, we have a bunch of new arrivals at Disney Store, including the red collection, and then there's also some pins and other fun items. There's also a new Tangled Tower playset. Trisha put together the article for us about that. 31 Days of Drops continues for another 3 days, I believe. 2 days as we're counting down through the end of October. And today is Toy Tuesday with up to 40% off a wide range of toys. So there's a lot to check out there. Kith and Disney, there's a new collection coming soon with Donald Duck. And then Uniqlo has a new streetwear collection celebrating Disney and Marvel and Star Wars. I'm not familiar with the company Boyhood, but they make these beautiful wooden figurines, and so they have a Mickey Mouse that will be coming soon. So just a couple of photos have been teased, but there's more information on our over on Laughing Place. And then one of our team members did the Pluto Pumpkin Pursuit, and so yes, it's not something that everybody can get their hands on, but it is merchandise to some extent, and it's a fun experience at the Disney parks. So check out. Go ahead.
They had one of those at Olani.
They had a pumpkin pursuit at Olani. That's awesome.
With a redeemable toy or redeemable collectible when you completed it. I did not do it.
Oh.
No, sorry.
But yeah, kind of, I don't know, just a fun way to celebrate the season. World of Disney, there's a new plush display in the World of Disney at Disneyland, or I guess it's Downtown Disney. Kind of a big old bus. It's really clever, really cool, and I like the photos that we took.
Okay, I haven't seen them yet. I'll have to check them out.
And then there's a couple more Disney Plus series that will be making their way to Blu-ray, including Loki Season 2 and Ahsoka. I think another season of Mandalorian, and then also Hawkeye. So if you have been anxious to get your hands on some physical media from Disney Plus series, there's some good stuff coming. And then Mike put together an article on some of the Star Wars collectibles at Entertainment Earth. That's why that's abbreviated EE. So if you need a Star Wars fix and need more of the Hasbro toys and other toys as well, Funko, there's some great selections over at Entertainment Earth. And then finally, wrapping things up, we've got Balin's Skull. Am I saying that right? From Ahsoka, from the live action series. This is another one of those sideshow hot toys. A preview of what's going to be available. Highly detailed, looks incredible. And then, yes, I know it's not Disney, but Roosevelt's dropped a Stranger Things collection today, and we do have an article up on that. If you enjoy spending any time in the Upside Down or in Hawkins, Indiana, then this might be the collection for you.
Cool. Yay. Okay. We made it.
We did.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week as we discussed some of the Disney merchandise you can bring home. Like we say, they're barely necessities. And we hope that if you add them to your collection, that you stop by Laughing Place. We appreciate the support by making your purchase after you've visited the site, because in many cases, we will receive a commission. We do make that clear in the article. And in the related articles, because not all of the items that you see do we interact with in that way. Let's see, Geo coming in and sharing that the third in the 3-show Tuesday dynamic is Disney Trivia Live. That's at 7:30 Pacific, and it is Launch Bay. So we will see what my husband and our son have in store for all of you as you test out your Disney trivia knowledge head-to-head live here, right here. So we hope to see you then. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.